Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to your favorite research network, Live Tips. We will discuss the latest happening in the equity market with our expert Mohan, and myself, Navneet Krishnan, will be giving you the commodities market update. Welcome to the show, Mohan.
Thank you, Navneet.
Mohan, Nifty is moving in a tight range of 50 to 60 points for the last 4 to 5 days. So, what is your take on the same?
As you said, it's trading in a very range bound. You can say 50 to 60 points since it is in a big December series, and even you see less participation on FII. And also Nifty is in a overall it is in range bound activity what we are seeing. But this week is in overly and very tight range, you can say nearly around 100 points hovering around. And Nifty is trading facing a resistance around 6,000 level. So 6,030 is in a spot basis. We have seen some resistance is coming on 50-day moving average. And it closes above, then we can see an upside. Otherwise, you can see again from the low of around 5,900 on the downside. So this is all you can say on this currently.
Okay. What's your view on the banking index? What strategy should traders adopt in this market?
Yeah, banking index is actually we saw some good correction from the previous high, which has made around 12,000 to 3,000, 13,000 K on the banking Nifty. But again now it's trading around 11,400, 11,500 level. It's consolidating there, and most of the if you take banking index as a sector, like if you take SBI Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, or PSU banks, and PNB, all Kotak Bank, all are most of all the banks which are corrected more than around 15 to 20%, and now it's in consolidating there only. So any trigger on the upside, we may see some on the break off around 11,800 on the banking index overall, and even especially talking about SBI Bank, 2,800 is facing some is facing resistance there. 2,800 to 2,600 is trading. It's taking a support of 200-day moving average in SBI Bank. They're around 2,700 to 2,600. So anything on upside is breaking to 2,800 on closing basis. We can see a sharp upside rally in the SBI Bank, even in the banking index also.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's all.
Traders have to watch out for that breakout.
Yeah, breakout levels on this, and breakdown below 11,000 for 200 on a downside on the index.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the last couple of days, all sugar stocks are buzzing. So, what is your take on this sector? Is there any particular stock in this sector which looks attractive to buy?
Yeah, as we said, it is sugar sector is buzzing, and we also given Renuka Sugar and delivery call as per our clients, and we also still bullish on that. And 2 days back, we also got news from the government that they are entering to future market in a commodity session sugar future. So that will be a good welcome for the sugar sector for equity, so they can hedge the positions, so the momentum will be an upside. So we saw some momentum which is called on Bajaj Hind and even Renuka Sugar and Triveni also. So based on this, we can still clients can hold with the sugar sectors and sugar stocks with the stop loss of the break-even levels and keep booking profit on the nearly around Renuka around 102 and 102 levels, and even Bajaj in around 140 levels on 130 140 levels on this. So that's what you can say on this.
Okay. We witnessed some buying interest coming in the metal space for the last couple of days, in fact. So, what is your view on this particular sector as such?
Yeah, as you see, metal space is one whose stock which I saw last 2 weeks. Saw wonderful rally. Even you take Tata Steel, Hindalco, Sterlite Industry, or except because SAIL is running through a news from that's what we saw. There is a news going on South African industry. That's again we need to leave that at currently. And even saw some JSW Steel also. The acquisition of Ispat industry. So all the steel sector currently is performing well. But at current situation, entering is very wrong, because you see Hindalco is facing around 240 resistance, and even Tata Steel is facing a resistance around 680 levels, and even Jindal Steel also facing a resistance around 700, and JSW Steel is very good for long-term viewers for investment wise, and even Tata Steel also. Especially on the card, but currently any resistance breaking, and has a whole steel index is facing a resistance there. Okay. So there you need to be keen watch out, and if it is breakout given, definitely one could have go and buy on this. This will be a next moment for the overall index to be a rally on this.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So viewers, watch out for that buzz in the commodities, especially in the metals and sugar sector. So thank you, Mohan, for your
Thank you.
valuable insights.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, viewers. We will be discussing the commodities market after this commercial.
Welcome back, viewers. This is your favorite network live tips. With me, our commodity expert Navneet. Welcome, Navneet.
Thank you, Mohan.
To discuss about more on the commodity. Navneet, can you just tell quick trading in seen in the bullion during the Asian session? What's your take on the same on this?
Mohan, some buying interest was seen in gold prices on concerns of European debt crisis escalating, which directly supported the bullion prices as such. Immediate delivery bullion rose as much as 0.4% to $1,385.95 an ounce before trading at $1,385. The metal is up 0.6% this week, set for the first weekly gain in 3. A year-end correction seems to be almost done in bullion, and prices are expected to soon break out above the $1,400 mark, which is acting as a very crucial psychological resistance level for the commodity prices. The European Central Bank will keep its key interest rate unchanged in 2011 amid low inflation and fallout from the debt crisis, so that will be also acting as a supporting factor for bullion price again. Even after Greece and Ireland received bailouts, the cost of insuring Greek debt rose yesterday to the highest level in a month, and investors speculate Portugal may require an aid in the next round, in fact. So that will be also a supporting factor for bullions to come in. The February delivery contract fell 0.5% to $1,380.50 an ounce on the COMEX in New York yesterday, the biggest drop since December 16. The futures market is closed today for the Christmas holiday, so we are seeing a very low volume trading happening in the European as well as we expect it to continue in the US trading session also. The silver for immediate delivery was almost unchanged at $29.31 an ounce. The price has gained 74% in 2010.
Yeah, it's all about the bullion market. We kindly watch out on $1,400 on dollar index. So we can see when for a golden index, commodity COMEX. So we can see upside on this. Okay, thanks. Let's come back and discuss about the crude. So, Navneet ji, can you just tell how is the fundamentals looking for crude? Now it's trading above $90. So everyone expecting still $100 is yet to come, and still bullishness is there in crude. So can you just throw some words on this?
Yeah. We are seeing very good fundamental demand coming into the crude oil thanks to the extreme temperature that is coming up in US, and we are having a news that European also is witnessing a very huge snowstorm that is coming in. So probably that is acting as a very good supporting factor for crude on the fundamental side. Crude oil gained for the 5th day in London as rising inflation made investors favor commodities over other asset classes, and snowstorms returned to parts of Europe. Oil posted its longest rising streak in 6 weeks as heavy snowstorm struck northern France, raising expectation fuel demand will pick up in this area. Crude also traded near the highest in 2 years after confidence among US consumers rose. Fuel demand is expected to pick up in Asian region, especially from India and China, and that will be acting as a very good supporting factor for the prices in the coming days. Crude is also trading near the highest in 2 years after confidence among the US consumers rose from 71.6 to 74.5 in the month of November. So these data that is coming in from the US in the form of positive data that is coming in, and also the fundamental side of commodities also looking good. And OPEC has also said that they will not be putting more pressure into the supply side unless the commodity prices cross over the $100 mark. So that will be acting as a very good supporting factor for the price in fact.
Well, traders, we bullish on crude at current situation. All fundamentals showing very good way. So let's talk about copper. Copper has witnessed good buying interest in coming days. And could you take some few fundamental and technical factors on this?
Yeah. Copper rates are well supported by the positive economic numbers coming in from US and improved Chinese import data that is coming in from the Chinese front also. Metal for 3-month delivery raised earlier declines to gain 0.6% to $9,353 a metric ton on the London Metal Exchange. Household purchases in the US rose by 0.4% after a 0.7% increase in October that was almost twice as large as previously estimated. Figures from the Commerce Department showed yesterday, so that is a very good supporting data that is coming from the base metal front. In Chile, the port at Anglo American PLC and Xstrata PLC's Collahuasi venture, the world's third largest copper mine, may remain closed for a couple of months after December 18th accident. So that is also expected to see some supply destruction happening in the commodities from the Chilean front. Copper may rally to a new record high as China imports more of the metal in the first quarter, and the launch of exchange traded products locks up the physical supplies, and more speculative fund flow will be coming into the commodity complex, especially the copper ETFs, which is going to hit the market in the first half of the 2011. So that will be acting as a very good supporting factor for the base metal prices as a whole.
Thank you, Navneet, for your valuable insights.
Welcome.
Stay tuned with us. We'll be back on Monday with more updates. Merry Christmas to one and all.